Under Armour, more like underrated armor. That might be my worst intro ever. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Blue Circuit colorway of the Under Armour Magnetico Pro. Easily the most underrated, overlooked boot in the football industry currently available. Under Armour does not have a great reputation, rightfully so, but these definitely deserve your consideration if you're a fan of boots that have a barefoot feel. So in today's video, we're gonna take a closer look at the color, of course. We'll talk tech specs, performance features, including how they fit and feel on feet, essentially letting you know why these are such good boots that nobody seems to care about for whatever reason. Either way, if you're interested in learning more, please stick around. And if you are interested in a pair of these for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $200 retail price in all the currently available colorways. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Included with the boots is a black Under Armour box and nothing else. Just some quick advice, Under Armour: if you want to move some football boots, start throwing in some string bags. They're kind of pointless, but people love them. Let's start by taking a closer look at the colorway. And I know a lot of people don't like the way that Under Armour boots look, but I think the Magnetico Pro is the exception. This is a very good looking boot. I think the launch colorway was a little bit unfortunate because it was kind of unusual, but so many of the colorways they've put out since then, including this one, I think just look really, really good. You can see it's got this nice bright blue that eventually fades into white, really shows off the design because you do have this kind of heavy texturing at the back, and then as the texturing kind of fades away, it gets smooth and turns a nice bright white, which obviously is gonna get dirty and stain very easily, so that's worth keeping in mind. Blue laces, white Under Armour and Magnetico branding there at the back, so they've kept things pretty straightforward. And then the sole plate, it does have a wearable finish, and here's the warning sticker. I'm not sure if I've ever showed you guys this for the Under Armour sole plates. It does say battle scars, and then it gives you a description saying that obviously it's gonna scrape, it's gonna chip away, it's not gonna affect the performance of the boots, but it does have a wearable sole plate finish, which I'm personally not a huge fan of, but it matches the design of the boot with the fade from blue to white and looks quite good at the end of the day. I'm a big fan of this colorway. I'm a big fan of the look of this boot in general. It kind of has that old school Mercurial vibe about it, and that it's very simple with minimal branding, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Now in this video, I will be going over all of the tech specs and details that you should know about the Magnetico Pro, but I legitimately feel like this has been the most unique experience that I've had from a pair of football boots in a very long time, which is actually why I made a playtest on boots that I have dubbed the thinnest football boots ever made. If you haven't seen that video, I'm gonna leave a little pop-up on screen. There's info about the boots in that video as well, plus you get to see the shoes in action. So if you haven't seen it, be sure to go ahead and check it out. While Under Armour doesn't have a great reputation as far as design and styling is concerned, when it comes to synthetic materials, they've done some pretty revolutionary stuff over the years in the football boot industry. And this upper in particular, which is their Form True synthetic featuring the clutch fit technology as a reinforcement, I think is probably their most impressive synthetic to date. It is thin, it is soft, it is flexible. It really is a true second skin type of sensation where you put these on and it just immediately forms to the shape of your feet. There is no break-in time, there is no stiffness, there is no rigidity to this upper whatsoever. It's like putting a second skin on your foot with as little thickness as possible, but somehow it doesn't feel flimsy. You're gonna notice that it does have this clutch fit base layer, this little pattern that you see running throughout, that does kind of get a little bit thinner as you get to the forefoot. It's thicker towards the heel and midfoot, and then thins out as you get towards the toe. That does a remarkably good job of keeping your foot locked in place race. So because this is a speed boot, you're going to be sprinting, you're going to make changes of direction. It's not as responsive as a Mercurial. I wouldn't put it on that level, but it's still going to feel very secure on your feet, and they're not going to be sliding around and really having that sloppy sensation, which is what you want to avoid with just about any pair of football boots, especially ones that are labeled as speed boots, as these are. But the touch you get is, like I said, unlike anything else. If you've ever played with no shoes at all, that is basically what these feel like. There's not really any extra grip on the upper as well, so it is kind of a more accurate barefoot sensation, and there is no modification aside from just the feel of your foot on the ball. And it's pretty traditional as far as the design is concerned, that the laces run directly through the middle. It's a little bit of a shallower lacing system, so you get a very clean surface here across the top of the forefoot, which I personally do not mind. A synthetic tongue with just a thin layer of memory foam running through the middle, basically across the top of the foot to help cut down on lace bite. And again, as far as comfort and feel is concerned, you're not going to find a more comfortable boot that is as thin as these are. Moving towards the rear, you're gonna find that these do have an internal plastic heel counter and of course a standard low cut construction with a pretty straightforward heel liner made out of a synthetic leather material, minimal padding, but heel lockdown as a whole is pretty solid. The insole is fully removable and made entirely out of Under Armour's charged foam, which is relatively thin, very soft, very spongy, and of course doesn't feature a physical liner, just this zigzag texturing that feels quite good. This is something that Under Armour more or less started in the football boot industry, and I really like the concept of just making a straight up foam insole rather than having a liner that's going to wear away and just not feel or look quite as good over time. This is going to be very durable, it's not going to absorb any moisture, and as far as insoles go, the feel I wouldn't say is particularly unique, but I do like the concept. Moving on to the base, you're going to find that this has a pretty standard sole plate made out of a very flexible, relatively thin plastic. So if you're playing on hard ground or an artificial grass, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is ideal due to issues with stud pressure. This is made for nicer natural grass fields in general. At least that's where I found that they feel the best. But it's nice and flexible and really matches the softness and flexibility of the upper, giving these boots a remarkably natural feel, which is typically what you wouldn't expect from something with a super thin upper, where it almost feels like it's squeezing your feet at all time. You don't get that sensation from these boots at all. But when it comes to traction, while it is mostly all conical studs, aside from some support studs running through the middle, the traction is actually a lot more aggressive than you might expect, and one of the stronger aspects of this design as well. Really good traction. I've always been a big fan of Under Armour stud patterns, and this one is no different. As far as weight is concerned, as you would expect, they are relatively light. In a size 9.5 US, the Under Armour Magnetico Pro weighs in at about 7.2, 7.3 ounces, which is pretty much the same weight as a Superfly 6 Elite from Nike in the exact same size. Obviously, there are lighter boots out there, not by much, but if you're looking for that lightweight feel in general, you will get it from this speed boot from Under Armour. So as you can see, I swapped out the stock blue laces, which look good, for some white reflective SR4U replacement laces. I just think the white looks cleaner on this particular boot, given the white and blue color scheme for whatever reason. Plus it adds the reflective bits, which I think always look cool. If you're looking to change up the style of your boots in a relatively inexpensive way, SR4U laces are a great way to do that. So if you are interested in a pair, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, trust me when I say that nothing feels quite like the Magnetico Pro. It really does instantaneously mold to the exact shape of your foot. The material itself is so thin, but at the same time remains remarkably soft and flexible. It kind of is slightly elasticated and just stretches around the exact shape of your feet, making for a feel unlike anything else that I've ever tried. For as thin as they are, there's absolutely no rigidity to the upper. There's no plasticky sensation, which is highly unusual because typically the thinner an upper gets, the more plasticky and rigid it gets as well. But that is not the case with these at all. The only slight bit of discomfort that I find with this boot is in the heel area. There's not a lot of padding back there, so it does have a little bit of a firmer sensation, which is kind of old school Mercurial in a way, but certainly not to the same degree of discomfort that you'd get from those older Mercurials. Just something that you more or less have to get used to. Never had any problems with blistering, just something to be aware of the first couple times that you wear them. As far as width is concerned, it's a speed boot, it's got a tight wrap around your foot, but because the upper is elasticated, it doesn't have that sensation of squeezing your feet in any way. So width-wise, Honestly, I think that these are going to adapt to just about any foot type, period. Wide feet, narrow feet, regular width, does not matter. These will literally fit everybody comfortably right out of the box with no break-in time, which is really, really nice. And then as far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and the fit and length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. If you regularly watch my reviews, you'll notice that throughout the entire video, I'm making all kinds of comparisons with other boots. And this is one of those boots that's difficult to compare to anything else out there. I know I've made comparisons to the Nike Mercurial line several times already, but these really don't feel like Mercurials. The only thing that these truly remind me of is the Evo Speed SL models. You know, the boots that only lasted 10 games, those paper thin see-through upper boots. That's what these feel like, but they are going to be more durable than that by a long shot. The upper really feels like you aren't wearing anything at all. It is the closest thing to actually playing barefoot that you will experience from any football boot, I guarantee that. So if you're a fan of that true barefoot sensation, trust me when I say that you are absolutely going to love the feel of the Under Armour Magnetico Pro. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. If you are interested in a pair of these for yourself, again, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website, where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes, where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $220 retail price. If you have any questions at all, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.